Hola y buenos días. Yo soy el señor Morris. Soy el maestro de español. ¿Cómo están ustedes? Today we'll review the mammals that we've talked about, and then we'll talk about the names of some aves, or birds. Then we're going to read a book. So let's go ahead and get started, as we always do, with our opening song. Canten conmigo. Hola, hola, buenos días, bienvenidos, ¿cómo están? Todos juntos ya estamos listos para aprender. Muy bien cantado. Well, we've got a lot to do, so let's go ahead and get started fast today so that we have enough time to get all of the things that we're supposed to get done. We'll start by reviewing all of the mammals that we've talked about. So right now, I'm going to tell you, nombra algunos mamíferos. Let's go ahead and buzz through these pretty quickly. This first one is uno, dos, tres. Un perro. You should remember this. A la una, a las dos, a las tres. Gato. How about this? Go ahead and raise your hand and tell your teacher real fast. A la una, a las dos, a las tres. Tigre. How about this one? Oh, it's another cognate. A la una, a las dos, a las tres. León. And you should have all of these in your notebooks. A la una, a las dos, a las tres. Es una vaca. Oh, you remember this one. A la una, a las dos, a las tres. Caballo. And then the ones that we talked about last lesson. Okay, hopefully you have these in your notebooks. A la una, a las dos, a las tres. Oso. Now this was the one I said was irregular, so you had to know it. A la una, a las dos, a las tres. Castor, castor. This one should be really easy for you. A la una, a las dos, a las tres. Elefante. Yeah, you should know that one. And you should know this one pretty easily too. A la una, a las dos, a las tres. Es un coyote. Okay. Now, when we talked about the mamíferos, I told you they all had garras and pelo. Today we're going to talk about the group of animals that have plumas. Esta es una pluma. You see my pluma here? This came from a peacock. Do you know what plumas are? That's right, feathers. Este grupo de animales se llaman aves. Ahora, nombra algunas aves. Okay, this is like what I told you to do with the mammals, right? But now I'm telling you to do it with the aves, or the birds. Who can name some birds? Raise your hand, and maybe you can brainstorm in your class about all of the birds that you know. Here are some that I've identified in Spanish. The first one here, is the one that we talk about in the song de Colores. It's a hen, right? En español es una gallina. A hen is a gallina. Go ahead and jot that down in your Spanish notebooks. How about this one? The symbol of the United States of America, the national bird. An eagle in English, en español, águila. You see it has that accent on the first A. Go ahead and write that down in your notebooks. Águila. Can you say that? Águila. Well, how about this one? This animal says quack, quack, quack. A duck. Y en español, pato. Pato. I like to say that word. Can you say it? Pato. Yeah. Well, this one has a long neck. It's a beautiful. You remember we read about this in our last unit, El Patito Feo, and it turned out to be one of these, a swan. En español, un cisne. Un cisne. Go ahead and jot that down in your notebooks. Can you say it? Cisne. Okay, and the last one that I'd like to show you is this one. Yeah. What's it called in English? A roadrunner. Right, the one that's always being chased by the coyote. Pues en español, corre caminos. And corre means to run, and caminos means roads. So this one runs roads in Spanish. In English, it's a roadrunner. Well, I tell you what, we'll go over those birds again in our other lessons, but right now, I'd like to read you a story about another bird. This story is called La Gallinita Roja. So here we are with La Gallinita Roja. And remember that La Gallinita, the gallina is the hen. Ita means little, so it's a little hen. Roja, she's red. The little red hen. And let's see here. You can see she's making some bread. Let's see if you recognize this story. Un día de primavera, una gallinita roja se encontró un grano de trigo. So there she found just one little grain of wheat. Voy a sembrar este grano de trigo, dijo ella. So she's found it and she said, now I'm going to plant it. Le preguntó al pato, ¿me ayudas a sembrar este grano de trigo? She's got it right there. Will you help me plant it? Quack. Yo no, parpó el pato. Tengo mejores cosas que hacer. I have better things to do. Entonces le preguntó al perro, ¿me ayudas a sembrar este grano de trigo? Will you help me plant this little grain of wheat? Brr, brr. Yo no, ladró el perro. Yo tengo mejores cosas que hacer. I have better things to do. Pues le preguntó al gato, ¿me ayudas a sembrar este grano de trigo? And here she's just carrying it around. Meow. Yo no, maulló el gato. Yo tengo mejores cosas que hacer. I have better things to do too. Entonces le preguntó al cerdo, ¿me ayudas a sembrar este grano de trigo? See, she's got it right there. What do you think the cerdo is going to say? Yo no, gruñó el cerdo. Yo tengo mejores cosas que hacer. So nobody's going to help her. Entonces yo misma lo sembraré, dijo la gallinita roja. So she says, well, then I'll just have to plant it all by myself. Y así lo hizo. And that's just what she did. Pues el trigo creció mucho y maduró. It got real big. ¿Quién me ayudas a cortar el trigo? Who's going to help me cut the wheat? Asked the little red hen. Quack, quack. Yo no, parpó el pato. Yo no, ladró el perro. Meow. Yo no, maulló el gato. Yo no, gruñó el cerdo. So it doesn't look like anybody is going to help her at all. Entonces, yo misma lo haré, dijo la gallinita roja. She says, well, then I'll just have to do it all by myself. Y así lo hizo. Pues, por fin, el trigo estaba listo para llevarlo al molino. The wheat had grown up and it was ready to go to the mill. ¿Quién me ayuda a llevar el trigo al molino? Preguntó la gallinita roja. Well, who'll help me carry the wheat to the mill? What do you think they're going to say? Let's see here. Quack. Yo no, parpó el pato. Yo no, ladró el perro. Meow. Yo no, maulló el gato. Yo no, gruñó el cerdo. So nobody's going to help her. Entonces, yo misma lo haré, dijo la gallinita roja. She said, well, I'll just have to do it by myself. Y así lo hizo. She's going to take it all the way up here by herself. Pues cuando llegó a casa con la harina, preguntó, ¿quién me ayuda a hacer el pan? So here she's got the harina, the wheat there. She says, who's going to help me make the bread? What do you think her friends are going to say? Let's see. Quack. Yo no, parpó el pato. Yo no, ladró el perro. Meow. Yo no, maulló el gato. Y yo no, gruñó el cerdo. So nobody's going to help her. What do you think she's going to do? Entonces, yo misma lo haré, dijo la gallinita roja. I'll do it all by myself. She's got her harina, her sal, she's got some leche, so she's got everything. Y así lo hizo. That's just what she did. Pronto, el pan estaba listo para cocinar. The bread was all ready to cook. ¿Quién me ayuda a cocinar el pan? Preguntó la gallinita roja. Who will help me cook the bread? What do you think her friends are going to say? Let's see here. Quack. Yo no, parpó el pato. Yo no, ladró el perro. Meow. Yo no, maulló el gato. Y yo no, gruñó el cerdo. So nobody wanted to help her cook the bread. Entonces, yo misma lo haré, dijo la gallinita roja. She said, I'll do it by myself. And, she cooked it. Así lo hizo. She cooked it all by herself. Cuando el pan estaba cocido, lo sacó del horno. So she took it out of the oven, lo puso en la mesa para enfriar, and she put it on the table to cool off. And, you could smell it, and it smelled so good. Cuando el pan se enfrió, ella preguntó, ¿quién me ayuda a comer el pan? Who will help me eat el pan? What do you think they're going to say? Quack, quack. Yo, parpó el pato. Yo, ladró el perro. Meow. Yo, maulló el gato. And yo, gruñó el cerdo. So now they were all ready to help when it came to eating it, huh? Ustedes no, dijo la gallinita roja. Not you guys. Yo misma me lo comeré. I'll eat it all by myself. Y así lo hizo. And that's just what she did. Yeah. Well, you know what? After sitting and listening to a story like La Gallinita Roja, sometimes it's nice to get up and move around. So let's review our TPR right now. Teachers, go ahead and get your classes arranged so the students can participate with us here. Ahora, pongan atención y participen todos. Let's go ahead and get started real quick here. And I think you guys are able to do this even without my helping you. So I'll sit back and I'll see if you guys can understand when I tell you, párense. Muy bien. Siéntense. That's pretty easy, huh? Párense. Okay, let me see. Caminen. Uy, basta. Voltéense. Brinquen a la silla. Brinquen a la silla. Hey, brinquen a la silla. Siéntense. Okay. Do you remember when I tell you, canten? Canten. Okay. That was pretty nice. You guys really do sing well. How about if I tell you, lloren? Oh, you poor things. Okay, basta. Párense. Do you remember corran? A ver, corran a la mesa. Muy bien. Brinquen a las sillas. Oh, muy bien. Siéntense. Okay, let me see. Andrés y Uriel, párense, por favor. Caminen. Basta. Siéntense en el piso. Voltéense y canten. Ya basta. Párense y siéntense en la silla. A ver. Aaron, párate. Siéntate encima de la tara. La tara. Canta. La, 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 Muy bien cantado. Siéntate en la silla. See if you guys can put these together in some new and original ways. See if your students, your fellow classmates can understand what you're talking about. That's about all we have time for today. So muchas gracias y adiós. Muy bien. Those guys are doing a great job. I hope you guys are practicing along too. Ahora, saquen la hoja de actividades llamada Pon el animal en su hábitat. Okay. Pon el animal en su hábitat. Okay. Put the animal in its habitat. This one's pretty easy, guys. Go ahead and start off by putting your name at the top. R-O-V-E-R-T-O. Y mi apellido is Morris. M-O-R-I-S. Roberto Morris. You guys can go ahead and practice that. Remember to say the letters while you're writing your name. Now the directions say, draw a line from the animal to the habitat in which it lives. So here are the animals: águila, correcaminos, pato, coyote, cisne, oso, castor. And here are the habitats that we've talked about: el desierto, el bosque, la charca, el océano. Now I'm going to give you a hint. One of these habitats doesn't have any animals on this page identified. So you guys can probably figure that out. But what you need to do is just take it and let's see. Águila. Now where would you say, which of these habitats would you say you can find the águila in? Draw a line. My guess would be el bosque. El bosque. That's because here in Flagstaff we have bosque, we have forest, and there are eagles around here. So that's why I'd say that. See if you can figure out for the rest of these animals the habitat they live in. And then down at the bottom it has an extension. It says, think of other animals that live in these habitats and look up their names in a Spanish-English dictionary. So if you have a Spanish-English dictionary, you can go ahead and do that. Find some other animals, maybe some animals that you're particularly interested in. See what their names are in Spanish. Okay? Well, today we reviewed the names of mamíferos. We learned some names for some aves, or birds, and then we read a book about a bird. Next class, we'll talk about a couple of members of another animal group. Pero ¿saben qué? Ya es hora de despedirnos. For our goodbye song today, I'm going to sing one of the favorite songs of my daughter in her class. It's La Bamba. They really like the song. And I'd like you guys to sing along with me. Canten conmigo. Para bailar la bamba, para bailar la bamba, se necesita una poca de gracia, una poca de gracia para ti, mami, ahí arriba y arriba, ahí arriba y arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Help me out now. Bamba, 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 bamba. Yo no soy marinero, yo no soy marinero, soy capitán, soy capitán, soy capitán. Help me out now. Bamba, bamba. Do it again now. Bamba, bamba. Do it a little bit softer. Real soft now. A little bit louder. Bamba, bamba. A little bit louder. Bamba, bamba. Real loud now. Bamba, bamba. Good job. Until our next class. Adios y hasta luego.